My name is Patricia Batchelor, and I'm the president for the Madison City Council of PTAs this year. I would like to introduce Connie Spears, candidate for City Council District 2 in Madison. Thank you, Ms. Spears, for taking the time to speak with me today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, to get started, can you tell me what specific issue or reason motivates you to serve as the District 2 representative on the Madison City Council?
Well, my parents first moved to Madison back in 1984. And at that time, Hughes Road and Brownsbury was a four-way stop. So I have watched Madison grow, and I have seen the growing pains that we've had. And we still have growing pains. And one of the growing pains is the fact that we keep annexing residential land and overcrowding our schools, overwhelming our streets, and not providing a broad tax base for our city. We need to encourage commercial growth and industrial growth and bring employers with high-paying, skilled jobs to Madison. And that way, we can quit going back to our residents for property taxes and sales taxes. We can do this without further burdening our residents. It just takes smart growth. It takes being able to listen and being transparent and being fiscally responsible.
Awesome, thank you. Next question. What is your strategy to ensure Madison City growth aligns with your long-term vision and keeps pace with Madison's resources?
Well, PJ, actually, my long-term vision has very little bearing. What I want to do is I want to listen to the residents of Madison, and especially the residents of District 2, and find out what they want and listen to what they would like to see in our city. Because as a public servant, that is our job. We serve the residents of Madison. We don't serve ourselves or our egos. We serve the residents, and we need to listen to what their plan is. Once I hear what their plan is, I mean, I've heard a lot walking around, but once that we have it crystallized and we have a broad citywide understanding of what our residents want, then together with the other city council people, then we will work together to form a plan, present that plan to the public, get their approval, and then stick to it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
As a follow-up to that, how would you ensure that schools are resourced for success?
Well, the biggest problem that I see with schools is money. A lot of things come back to money. By broadening Madison's tax base, that will increase our sales tax because it will bring jobs and employees and support workers and support jobs. And by broadening our commercial and industrial base and retail base, then we will stabilize our economy in Madison, grow our tax base, and then we'll have the resources to not only fix our road and work on our stormwater drainage issues that we have and prevent flooding of people's yards and homes, but we can more fully support our schools. Right now, there's not a line item in the city budget for schools. They depend completely on the state and the sales tax and property taxes, which are earmarked for the schools. By increasing the revenue for our whole city, then the city would be able to have a line item in their budget, much like what happens in Huntsville, Athens, and in Hoover and Mountain Brook. All of those cities have a line item for their schools. So I see by growing our city in a smart way that increases our revenue instead of further burdening it by adding more rooftops, then we will ensure that we have appropriate and we can fully fund the resources for our schools. But rooftops do not pay for roads. They don't pay for sewer lines. They don't pay for water lines. They don't pay for schools. And that's one of the reasons why I think we have to focus on commercial, industrial, and retail growth.
Thank you. Last question. What message do you have for Madison City families during this unusual time in history?
Just take one step at a time, one moment at a time, and do the very best you can. And remember, grace is powerful. Please, let's give grace to everybody, including ourselves. We are all learning together. It's not going to be perfect, but together we will make it through, and there is a brighter day coming for our city in Madison. So I hope that you will vote for me on August the 25th, Connie Spears. Let me be your voice on our council. Thank you.
Thank you. Once again,
You're
Ms.
welcome.
Spears, I appreciate you taking the time to do this interview with me today.
Thank you so much for doing this. This is a valuable resource for our voters.